Hello, lost my ice cream here again, and we are going to talk about my regular army against armies that are weak in close combat, such as Tau and Imperial Guard. So, without any further ado, let's go into the list. This is at about 1150 points, depending on how you upgrade it. I think the current upgrade is somewhere around 1170. And we can start off with the Seer Council, always good to have in close combat. The Farseer can be played as a normal Farseer if you want to play like 1000 points or something. But he is going to proxy in as Eldar Ultraman, because he has all the powers. Toughness 4, that's pretty good. Since Raid 6 weapons are so common, they're gonna kill normal Farseer instantly. A 3+ vulnerable save not to be overlooked. And he's also in a Seer Council with one guy has Embolden, the other one Destructor, and the third one Enhance, because you want to be good in close combat. Now, tactics with these: Fortune. Every single turn, use Fortune all the time. And doom the thing they're gonna assault, and then fire perhaps a Mind War against something annoying. Or you could choose to avoid that third power and use it as a power weapon in close combat instead. Always handy. And if I have to remove someone as a casualty, I always remove the guy with the Destructor, because you don't need the shooting capabilities in a close combat unit, I think at least. And onto the troop choices, we have one Guardian unit, 10 members, with either a Shuriken Catapult, what am I saying, not a Shuriken Catapult, a Pulse Laser, they can take Pulse Lasers, I mean Scar Lasers, or a Missile Launcher, same thing over there. Tactics with these: keep them as far back as possible, preferably on the edge of the board, and keep launching grenades and missiles on the enemy. And of course, don't let them get too close, because Guardians, they're real vulnerable. Keep them in cover at all times. And here we have another Hammer unit. We have 10 Dire Avengers with a close combat Exarch. Depending on if my opponent has power weapons, I will take the Shimmer Shield. If not, like Tau, I will take the what's it called? Die Sword? I think that. He has Blade Storm, because if you Blade Storm a unit, and of course they're gonna get willed down to barely anything and then just charge the remnants. And they are riding in a Wave Serpent. And I bought 2 Wave Serpents for this army, so you can attach them to 2 different squads, because I counted out the points, 330 points for both of these. But of course they usually make themselves worthwhile, with Vector Engines, Spear Stones, Twin Link Bright Lances, both of them. Vector Engines, if you go flat out, like say that your Bright Lance got popped, you just blast all out, and like that happened to me once. I think that's even on a battle report. I got immobilized when I tried to ram something, and of course the Vector Engines saved the day. It was so annoying though. And it's always good to have. I usually move at 12 inches and keep firing the Bright Lance at my target, just to neutralize the tanks, and hopefully at least get a glancing hit that makes them stop shooting at me. And then we have the running Wall Walker and the standing one. These are never in a squadron, I never keep them in a squadron. Perhaps if you have 3 you can make use of squadron cover, but otherwise I don't do it, because it's a 50-50 chance you might get destroyed on a penetrating hit. Since it's 4 up, you'll get destroyed, immobilized, wrecked, and explodes, destroy the vehicle, if you're in a squadron. They both have Spear Stones and dual missile launchers, because that's just so much fun. They're not twin linked, they're actually 2 different weapons. You can fire 2 blasts from them every single turn, or fire at the same target and you get like 4 strength 8 shots if you wanted to use the crack missiles, and that usually rains death and horror on Space Marines, on everything. But this is not a very Space Marine killer unit, so keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it for my standard anti-close combat army. Yeah, that's the one I usually run against Tau and Imperial Guard, and now I will talk about the one that I usually run against Space Marines.